Imagine walking down the street one day and then simply vanishing. No body, no evidence, no trace. Throughout history, people have disappeared under circumstances so mysterious that even over 100 years later, we still have no answers. These aren't urban legends. These are real people. Famous aviators, wealthy heirs, political leaders. Some walked into crowds and were never seen again. Others vanished from locked rooms. Today, we're investigating 10 of the most baffling disappearances in history. Let's begin. Number 10. Jimmy Hoffa. July 30th, 1975, Detroit, Michigan. Jimmy Hoffa, one of the most powerful union leaders in American history, left his home to meet the mafia members at a restaurant. He was seen waiting in the parking lot around 2:30 p.m. Witnesses saw him get into a car, and then, nothing. He was never seen again. For decades, the FBI has searched everywhere. Under football stadiums, in concrete foundations, in lakes. The theories? He was killed by the mafia, his body cremated, buried under Giants Stadium, or dumped in a swamp, or dissolved in acid. But here's the truth. Nobody knows. Despite being one of the most investigated disappearances in American history, Jimmy Hoffa's body has never been found. Number 9. Arthur CRAVAN. This French writer and art critic was eccentric, to put it mildly. He was a boxer, a poet, a provocateur. In 1918, CRAVAN was in Mexico with his wife, planning to sail to Argentina. On November 1918, CRAVAN left Salina Cruz in a small boat, heading to Buenos Aires. His wife would meet him there. He never arrived. No body, no wreckage, no trace. Just gone. Did he drown in a storm? Was he killed by pirates? Did he deliberately disappear to start a new life? His wife searched for years. She never found him. Arthur CRAVAN sailed into the Pacific Ocean and vanished into legend. Number 8. Alejandro "BELLO" Silva. 1914, Chile. BELLO Silva was a pioneering aviator. He was performing a test flight over inland Chile. Witnesses on the ground watched him fly overhead. The plane was clearly visible. And then, in front of dozens of witnesses, the plane just disappeared. Not crashed, not fallen. It literally vanished from the sky. Search parties scoured the area for weeks. They found nothing. No wreckage, no body, no debris. It was as if the plane had simply ceased to exist. In Chile, he's a mythical figure, the pilot who flew into nowhere. Number 7. AMBROSE BIERCE. This American journalist and satirist was famous for his dark, cynical writing. By 1913, Bierce was 71 years old and decided to travel to Mexico during the Mexican Revolution to observe the fighting firsthand. His last known letter was dated December 26, 1913. He wrote that he was traveling with Pancho Villa's army. After that, silence. Researchers have spent over a century trying to find out what happened. They've interviewed descendants of revolutionaries, searched battle records, investigated mass graves. Nothing. Ambrose Bierce walked into the chaos of the Mexican Revolution and vanished. Number 6. Dorothy Arnold. December 12, 1910, New York City. Dorothy Arnold was a 25-year-old socialite from one of the wealthiest families in Manhattan. That morning, she left home to go shopping on Fifth Avenue. She bought chocolates, met a friend for lunch, browsed a bookstore. Around 2 p.m., she was seen walking near Central Park, and then she was never seen again. The investigation became one of the largest missing persons cases in New York history. They drained reservoirs, searched buildings, questioned hundreds of people. But despite all the resources, Dorothy Arnold has simply vanished into thin air in the middle of New York City. How does someone disappear in broad daylight in one of the busiest cities in the world? Over 110 years later, we still don't know. Number 5. Louis Le Prince. In 1888, Le Prince created the world's first motion picture camera, years before Edison. He was about to patent his invention and revolutionize entertainment. September 16, 1890, Le Prince boarded a train in Dijon, France, heading to Paris. His brother saw him board. Other passengers saw him in his compartment. When the train arrived in Paris, Louis Le Prince was gone. His luggage was there. His compartment was locked from the inside. But he had vanished. Some believe Thomas Edison had him killed to steal his invention. The man who invented cinema disappeared right before he could claim his place in history. Number 4. SUBHAS Chandra Bose. This prominent leader of the Indian independence movement was controversial during World War II. August 18, 1945. According to official reports, Bose died in a plane crash in Taiwan. His body was supposedly cremated, but many Indians don't believe he died. There were no Western witnesses to the crash, no confirmed remains. Multiple investigations have contradicted each other. For decades, people claim to see him. The Indian government keeps classified files they refuse to release. Did SUBHAS Chandra Bose die in 1945? Or did he fake his death and live in secret for decades? Number 3. Michael Rockefeller, son of Nelson Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest families in America. In 1961, 23-year-old Michael was on an expedition in New Guinea. November 19th, their boat capsized in rough seas. Michael decided to swim for shore, about 10 miles away through shark-infested waters. He was never seen again. The Rockefeller family launched the largest search operation in the region's history. Nothing, but then dark rumors started spreading about the local tribes. Decades later, journalists found witnesses who claimed Michael reached shore alive but was killed by tribesmen. What really happened in the jungles of New Guinea? The truth may have died with the witnesses. Number 2. Wallace Fard Muhammad. In 1930, a mysterious man appeared in Detroit. He founded the Nation of Islam and recruited thousands of followers. For 4 years, he preached in Detroit. Then, in 1934, he simply vanished. No goodbye, no explanation. The FBI investigated extensively, but found conflicting stories about his identity. Was Wallace Fard Muhammad even his real name? After his disappearance, his followers declared he was actually God in human form. But who was he really? Wallace Fard Muhammad appeared from nowhere, founded a major religious movement, and disappeared into nowhere. And finally, number 1, Amelia Earhart. This is the most famous disappearance in history. July 2nd, 1937, Amelia Earhart and navigator Fred Noonan were flying around the world. They were flying over the Pacific Ocean toward Howland Island. They were in radio contact with the Coast Guard. They reported low fuel. They couldn't find the island. And then, we are running north and south. That was the last transmission. The U.S. Navy launched the most expensive search in history. They searched 150,000 square miles of ocean. Found nothing. Even today, researchers use underwater drones and satellite imagery to search for her plane. Amelia Earhart has been missing for over 85 years. And we still don't know what happened. That's why she's number 1. 10 people, 10 mysteries, centuries of investigation. Some of these cases may never be solved, but that's what makes these stories so haunting. They remind us that sometimes people just vanish, and despite our technology, our resources, sometimes we never find out why. Which case keeps you up at night? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button for more unsolved mysteries. Stay safe out there.